It is 11 o'clock. I am very excited today to be sharing my learning and my journey with my students. And before I get started, I just want to thank my colleagues who are able to join today, and specifically Derek and Peter for really organizing this amazing PD Day where everyone shares their journey and learn from each other. So I'm really excited to get going, and we'll get started. And I'm just going to screen share. So my name is Rola Shirani, and I teach at All Saints, and presently teaching grade 7 French immersion. And I've been through my journey of inquiry with my students, giving them that full ownership, full personalized learning from them, because they are really the expert who really brings that learning to us and make us think and reflect deeper and learn together. So my focus today is on learning partnership. So when we talk about learning partnership, I know that students are capably can independently search online and find information. So this goes beyond just their curiosity and finding information. This actually goes to really building that relationship, building that community for learning, and being able to bring the community into the classroom, and that understanding and knowledge building becomes connected to real world experiences and real world connections with experts online. So it is really building that relationship and really building that learning together as a community while focusing on the learning process. So those authentic learning opportunities are very important for students. It's reaching out to experts, the students playing new roles in controlling and decision making. It's really taking the full process of accountability and engagement within their learning. So really looking at your community. I've been building this relationship with the community from many universities, from many experts online, and also having to really reach regularly to these professionals. And it's amazing, as soon as you reach to someone, how they are willing to really take part with the students learning and really engage them with these real world issues and real problem solving in relation to the curriculum, in relation to their community, to their school. So this is an image here, Media Hassan, who is an amazing engineer, who has 2 degrees in engineering and just received the Innovation Award from the Commonwealth Queen's Innovation Award. And she has been a partner in our learning through the global goals and sustainability with the students. And the students are looking at many ways of connecting to the community. And so with her background of engineering, she is able to connect and have students engage with her and other engineering students from the University of Ottawa and be able to work together. Then the other image is actually from a journalist who I connected with from Exploring by the Seat of My Pants, and it's really giving them a chance to see how sustainability from around the world is being persevered, and people are taking their risks to really voice the importance of making change and giving voice to people who don't have the voice of learning. So when you give students an audience, it really ignites their passion and empathy, because if everything starts with an empathy, everything starts with a compassion, and having to build that relationship is very important. So you could easily start within your community, look around your community, look around your school. So on this image, we connected to our community with a retirement home, and having students to really share, observe, collect data, and learn from the elderlies. And so this was done for the Innovation Club specifically. And so the students were able to really build some games through using many technological platforms, go share them with the elderlies, connect with them, get to know them, and get to know their needs, and be able to design something for them and build that relationship as well. The second image is really connecting with the autistic students at our school. So students were able, again, to observe and to collect data and to learn from the students and see what their needs are and build that compassion and design for a purpose and connect for a purpose, as well as looking online and connecting all the time to our real world issues from our community, from nationally and globally as well. And so we still talk about the Aboriginal people and having the lack of water, clean water, and what are we doing as a classroom community to persevere and to really give a voice and challenge that thinking process and build that design for learning from the students and finding solutions to many problems. So we started the year by really looking at around community. So we started with autistic kids. We also started with our retirement home, but also we started with our nature walk. So it's all relation to the curriculum as well. So we were starting with biodiversity, and the students really unpacked the whole biodiversity process and what's happening within our beaver pond. We went for a nature walk, and we were able to connect with an expert from the Duck Club who really became on the learning journey with us as well. So that partnership has activated, engaged the students, and also really gave them experience for learning. It's an aspiration for making that connection and that learning becoming so real. So he was able to come to the classroom, and the students are equipped with many thinking tools where they unpack many of the finding solutions to many problems, or unpacking many causes and effect of the problem based on data collection and based on observations. So making time in a constrained school schedule is really quite the thing that teachers always talk about. And this year I'm finding that as well, because I don't have the 4 blocks, we have the 6 blocks of 50 minutes. So how do you really persevere and reaching out to experts with that time constraint? And how do kids really take that process and go deep with it? Because deep learning does take time and takes a lot of reflective and consolidations and building knowledge along the way. So I've shared on there's few links that I will be publishing this presentation later. So it's a learning partnership in research. Is a place to find experts online. Exploring by the seat of my pants is also an amazing site to really reach to and be able to connect with experts, either going live or even later on connect with expert for further study. And Skype with a Scientist is also another link. And there are many links. I know that my very good friend Sean has written a book about connection-based learning, and he has many examples of how to connect and work to connect and how to get started. And so those authenticity for learning is important, and making that time to go build, co-construct with the students and co-connect and making them really feel that their learning makes a difference in our community. So the students really feel that they are respected and they belong to the community because they are problem solving together within their teams and building those thinking skills along the way, and connecting, having a voice with someone who has really can be an expert with them and impact their learning, and they are impacting them as well with their questioning and finding solutions and problem solving along the way. So many experts, I've been, very, very blessed and very lucky to be able to connect. And it's amazing when you reach to someone within the community, how willing they are to either come face to face with the students or even just connect online. As presently now, one of my students are working on sustainability, and so they are able to connect to many professors online from England, from all over the world, and as they research and find those articles, they research the author, and then we research that authors online, and we connect through their email or via Twitter, and really be able to build that knowledge with them and really become experts along the way by having to answer the questions for their inquiries and build that connection. So it's really bringing the community into the classroom. And also on for connecting and finding people to connect is really being able to finding those links along the way is researching online. And I've just started my podcast, so looking at all these other communities, how to connect and where to start, and having student voice with other student voices online. There are so many communities to join. So when you are able and you have time to go on the podcast, you will see many of the organizations who have given their time to really build those amazing engines for students to connect around the world and problem solve and build that empathy together as well. So really, it's the students building their interpersonal connections and interpersonal. So we always talk about, for us to have a community, not only to connect to expert, but also to value each other's thinking and taking that time and having each other's perspective connected and learning. And so we reflect a lot on the 6 C's along the way. We reflect about how we started and how by problem solving and making those connections is really enhancing our communication skills, our collaboration skills, critical thinking, creativity, and building that citizenship, and also persevering as a character and applying that all the way through our everyday life. So how is that change of growth mindset is affecting your learning, and really having to go along and apply throughout your day at school and outside the school as well. So the students' reflections are really important throughout the process, and those the things that drive the learning, and building that community from September throughout the year to really give the students that independence of learning. So again, it's really co-constructed together, giving them those thinking tools to really work together as a community and build their knowledge, and they become experts from each other's, and having those perspectives built together, as well as being able to connect online with expert and getting that immediate feedback and giving their voices to make change and problem solve for the world. So student become a equal partner. And so this is one of the examples that we did just prior to January, during December and throughout January, is really connecting to our community and problem solving with the veterinary doctor regarding having to design a better tool for an IV holder for them. And so the students were able to really analyze, assess. We went on many hangouts with the person, with the doctor initially, and then as we moved on throughout the process, she came along and really reassessed the design. Is that iteration of learning, iteration of thinking, and that is something that as educators we need to do with our students, and really iterate that thinking and that learning as well. As a teacher, you really play a crucial role. You have to be a co-designer, co-creator, co-collaborator with the students, and really listening to their conversation and documenting those conversations based on the reflections and reflection as a community. Those consolidation piece during the process of learning are very, very important, and having kids to document that as well and determine their next steps together is an important key part for learning. So scaffolding is for pedagogical practice, all about pedagogical practices, having meaningful goals set by the students based on their feedback, based on the next steps, highlighting those skills during the learning, and students really taking full ownership of their learning and becoming citizen of in their community, and knowing that their voices are counting and they're making a difference. So again, it's amazing how willing people are to come and join the classroom and take part in this learning journey. So the students here wrote to the structure engineer at the city of Ottawa, and so we were doing structures, and one team really wanting to persevere with the structures and find a solution to Prince of Wales Bridge, who 4 governments are at the moment trying to figure out a solution for them. So they are working on that sustainability on solutions. So it is all interdisciplinary, it is all cross curriculum. So the students not only are learning to do the science, but they're also learning to communicate with the professional, how to write emails, how to document, how to question. So all those skills are being developed at the meantime. So the learning environment really does adapt for students' expectations, and there is no judging of each other's idea. It's really building that trust and building that real communication, real-time engagement with the students. So again, so you will, once I share the the document, the presentation, you will be able to see many of the videos and student voices along the way, and the excitement when the students have made a difference in the world and really getting that immediate feedback and watching the excitement, how much it really changes their thinking and their learning as well, becoming really real learners, with that, with the person that they have solved problem, and build that compassion together. So really it's putting that those students in the flow of learning, and learning, to understand that learning is a process, and it's based on iteration, ideation, and a constant reiteration, and going back and getting that feedback and connecting, and becoming experts together with other experts online. So again, starting from with the parent, or this year I've been lucky that our principal at All Saints, Sean Kelly, has been able to take a partnership with the One Class, who are making a difference in the school community, from healthy food to eliminating plastics. And so they were able to book, talked with him online, and book time for him to come to the classroom and listen to their problem solving, and really giving them feedback. So there are many ways to connect, and having to build those opportunities, and leveraging that digital. So I have a group who are building hydroponics, and so they're working with an expert who built his own hydroponics, and getting that feedbacks. So really igniting students' interest, igniting students' learning, and making that connections and learning together as a community. So I'm just going to stop screen sharing now. And if there are any questions or anything that you would like, I haven't been following on the Twitter chat. So I'm hoping that everything is working and it's all connecting live. And if there are any questions or anything that anyone would like to share, please do. I have a couple of colleagues who are online at the moment, and to really tweet and share, having to share with me. So if there are anything that you would like to persevere with me, or anything that you like to questions or go forward with, please connect with me on Twitter at Rolat. And if there are any further questions, would love to take this further, and build our thinking together, and we become experts with our students. They are also experts online. Thank you so much, and I hope this is going well, and I look forward to hearing from you.